Hey guys, welcome back. We ran into some technical difficulties with the storm passing over Sydney today. There was internet outages, so fingers crossed we can proceed as per discussed earlier. So, just to follow on from before, this is a quick rundown of Europe's top 5 leagues where we will discuss who we think is still in contention for the title, as well as relegation battles and Champions League battles. So let's do a quick recap as to what it is we discussed in the English Premier League. I will bring that back up. So, as I mentioned earlier, Manchester City and Liverpool are both in the same scenario. If they both win if either team wins all their games on in the run home, they will be crowned champions. They face each other in April, so it will be a very interesting collision there. Arsenal in fourth place in a Champions League position after losing their opening 3 fixtures, 1 point ahead of Manchester United. As well as that, they've currently got 3 games in hand. The next point of discussion was the bottom of the table. Newcastle's flown straight out of that relegation battle following their January spending. And you've got Norwich and Burnley, who I think will both be remaining in the zone. But Everton and Watford are quite out. And, it's anyone can be relegated at this current point in time. Out of those 4, I really can't see many of those teams catching Leeds or Brentford. So it will be quite interesting as to what happens in the English Premier League. Statistically, there are a fair few teams who can still win it, but speaking outside of statistics and how we feel it's going to end up, Manchester City or Liverpool will be crowned champions come the end of the season. We will move on to the next league, which we will cover, the Italian Serie A, where we will discuss what has been happening there as we look at the table. AC Milan in first on 63 points. Napoli in second, 60 points. Inter third, 59 points. And Juventus fourth, 56 points. Lazio is in 49 points. And then you have Roma and Atalanta on 48 points. But what will be interesting here, it is one of those seasons in the Serie A which has been amazing for the neutral, in my opinion. As an Inter fan, it's been quite disgusting since February started, but we're not going to be talking from a fan's perspective. We're going to be talking professionally here. Inter currently have a game in hand, and now, even if they do win that game in hand, they will go to 52 points, 1 point behind AC Milan. But what a season this has shaped up to be come the back end. It will most probably be one of the weakest winners in recent history when it comes to the title here. Juventus, a lot of people wrote Juventus off, but they're still in it. They're only 7 points behind AC Milan. Inter have fallen off the bandwagon so much so that you really, if they do get a nice purple patch of form now that they've only got the Serie A to focus on after losing to Liverpool in the Champions League, even though they won, they were knocked out on goal difference. It's one of those things where can they find form? After their most recent 1-1 draw with Torino, you can really expect that something's got to give in this front here. Their catch-up game is against Bologna, who is struggling very much so at the moment. Now, when you look at the rest of the top 4, you really got to say this anyone's game in the top 4. Juventus do have an uphill battle to climb, and if they do so, they will be fantastic. But you really can't see Lazio, Atalanta, or Roma coming into Champions League contention unless, Inter or Juventus continue to fall off the side of the earth. Atalanta, on the other hand, were up there for most of the season. Their drop in form has seen them go from 4th to 6th and well out of Champions League contention. 8 points, I believe. They do have a game in hand, but look, in saying that, anything is possible in the Serie A this season, and it is anxiety all the way round, as Anthony from Serie A Roundtable and Into Worldwide has stated here. This back end of the season, there's 9 games to go, 10 games for some teams. It is a do-or-die fixtures, and a lot of these teams have everything to lose and everything to gain. Can Inter go back-to-back? Can Milan win their first championship in 10 years? I think it was 2011-12. So, yeah, 10 years. 11 years, whatever it may be. Napoli, can they climb Mount Everest as they've failed so many times before and become the bridesmaid on the day? Can Juventus reclaim what they lost to Inter last season? Anything is possible in the Serie A. As I mentioned, I do personally feel Champions League has been decided. The top 4 is quite strong, but anything is possible when it comes to the Serie A. As we move down to the bottom half of the table and the back end of the table, Salernitana, I do feel, are back down into the relegation. They're going back to Serie B. Genoa, surprisingly, are down there on 19 points, and they are 6 points behind escaping the relegation zone. Venezia on 22 points, who are 3 points clear. It's tough. Anthony said at the start of the season, Empoli are like that team. They'll come into the Serie A, have a beer, and then leave the following season. They seem to be hanging in there tight when it comes to them. They're currently 10 points clear of the relegation zone. But anything is possible in the Serie A, like I've mentioned many times before, but it will be a massive uphill battle for the likes of Genoa and Venezia to escape the zone with... look, Salernitana currently have 2 games in hand, and even if they somehow win both of those, they're still going to be 4 points out, 4 points wide of escaping the relegation zone. Guys, who do you think is going to be leaving the leaving the Serie A and being relegated down to the Serie B this at the end of this season? Because all eyes are on that, as well as the top of the table. For all of those who are currently watching, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to Football Worldwide, where you'll be able to get all of your European football needs served there. So, also, who do you think is going to be winning the Serie A? Hit us up in a comment. Let us know if you agree. And will any teams outside the top 4 qualify for Champions League this season? It will be very interesting to see what your thoughts are on that. As we move on to the next league, the Spanish La Liga. As I pull up the La Liga now, we will have a very different table to what it was come January. Real Madrid first on 66 points. Sevilla second on 56 points. And then you've got Barca and Atletico tied on 51 points there. Barcelona, they have climbed back into this after struggling in the first half of the season. Xavi coming in and some signings, getting them up and running, getting that oil flowing through the wheel of the machine of Barcelona. They currently have 2 games in hand, 1 game in hand, and that is against, you would say, Rayo Vallecano, who also have a game in hand. So if they win that, they'll be on 54 points, 2 points behind. So Real Madrid, can anyone catch them? They're 10 points clear with 10 games to go. There's 30 points up the grabs. Anyone can still basically win it up until 10th place. But can you really see someone dropping the ball? Seriously, anyone Real Madrid dropping the ball? So, fun fact, if Real Madrid do win the La Liga this season, Carlo Ancelotti will be the first manager to win a title in all of Europe's top 5 leagues, and that's something I saw somewhere. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen it a couple of places, which is an amazing feat. I think the only one to come close to him, I would say, would be Pep in 3 leagues, potentially. So interesting fact there. It is Real Madrid's title to lose. I can't really see them dropping out. The Champions League battle is quite interesting when you look at it. Real Betis and Real Sociedad were very on the heels of Real Madrid, Sevilla, and Barcelona. And Barcelona's just flown home come this back end of the season. So it'll be quite interesting to see how everything lines up there. Barcelona, they've done the unthinkable and they've come into top 4 contention. So anything's going to be possible on that front as well. Looking down at the bottom half of the table, and you've got a relegation battle, which is as tight as always when it comes to La Liga, between 15th and 20th spot. I believe there's only 9 points separating them. So I don't want to make any calls here because anyone can save themselves this season. It is in their own hands. But my call on this is Real Madrid to run away and take the league and give Ancelotti record-breaking history. So we move on to the next league, which is the Bundesliga. And when it wants to come up, yes, we have the Bundesliga as we pull up the table here. And up top, you have Bayern on 60 points. In second place, 53 points for Dortmund. Third place, 45 points for Leverkusen. And then you've got fourth, fifth, and sixth spot, all on 44 points on Leipzig, Freiburg, and Hoffenheim. Borussia Dortmund do have a game in hand, and if they win that, they will be 4 points behind Bayern Munich, who has been dropping points in their last couple of fixtures. I believe it's a loss and a draw, 2 draws or something like that over the last 5-6 fixtures. And Dortmund has capitalized, but they did build themselves a very nice buffer at the top of the Bundesliga. Dortmund, if they win their game in hand, it really blows the title race wide open. But what's favouring Dortmund is Bayern Munich are through to the next stage of the Champions League. So they're sitting in a very nice position in order to take this title or go for Champions League. But either way, they are still in front, whereas Dortmund are no longer in Europe, I believe. I could be wrong. There are so many competitions across Europe at the moment, which does make this a bit harder. If they were eliminated by Rangers in the Europa League. So, yes, they were eliminated by the Rangers in the Europa League after losing the first leg 4-2 and then drawing the second leg 2-2. So they've only got the Bundesliga to focus on. So you really got to say that Bayern Munich, they can't be affording any more dropped points to just give Dortmund that whiff of the chance to take the title. If I just have a quick look at their matches, April 23rd, they face each other in Munich. So if Dortmund win their game in hand, they will go to 56 points. And then if they beat Bayern Munich, there will be 59 points. So they'll only be a 1 point gap if they continue to win all their games. But Bayern Munich's fate is in their own hands as we speak. Dortmund and Bayern, I would assume, have qualified for Europe. Just sheer gap. There's 8 points between Dortmund and third. Leverkusen do have a battle on their hands. Breathing right down their necks is Leipzig, Freiburg, and Hoffenheim, with 1 point separating all 4 teams. Anyone can qualify for Europe when it comes to this. my money would be on Leipzig and Leverkusen only because of their consistent history, making that top 4 position consistently. But we've seen surprises across the board when it comes to Europe and qualification. So anything, and I say anything, is possible on this outset here. So look, when you look at the relegation battle, Gütersloh you'd really assume are going down. Hertha Berlin, Stuttgart, Arminia Bielefeld, and Augsburg, I believe, will be fighting for those last positions because I believe only 2 teams drop in the Bundesliga, as they only got 18 teams. So anything is possible in Germany. So the Bundesliga does not seem to be set as we look forward to the French Liga 1. And France is a different picture to be painted. PSG, 15 points clear of Marseille and Nice, Rennes and Strasbourg. But it is one of those things where they've got this team of superstars, which I feel personally, if managed well, could ultimately beat any team across Europe. They could be first in any of the top 5 leagues just with the team they've got, but they just seem like they're lost. But even a team as good as PSG lost, still managed to get results. And that just shows they are 15 points clear of second. And you really can't see them dropping the ball like they did last season against Lille. But again, anything's possible, but I don't feel anyone's catching PSG. The likes of Marseille and Nice are in second and third, with Rennes breathing down their neck on fourth, then Strasbourg, and then a bit of a gap. But when you look at this table, it's not your traditional Ligue 1 table. The likes of Monaco and last year's champions, Lille, as well as Lyon, aren't featuring in the top 4 or top 5, to say the least. Our fan favourites here, Clermont Foot. I cannot go past Ligue 1 without discussing Clermont Foot. They're sitting in 16th place. I believe they're 2 points clear. So they may be staying in the season in Ligue 1 at the end of the season. We will check in on them as we progress through. But their first season in the Ligue 1, and a lot of them predicted them to not stay. I was one of them. I became a very big fan favorite of them after their first couple of games. So it will be interesting board up. Struggling. This is to say thank you, guys. I do not see anyone catching PSG in the Ligue 1. But, guys, this is something of a phenomenal season with the English Premier League tightening up over the last couple of weeks. The Serie A, well, you've got Juventus who have come straight back into this picture. Inter Milan dropped off the face of the planet and dropping points left, right, and center. So anything is possible when you look at this here. Then you have the German Bundesliga, which is closed with Legun and PSG in blowing out, as well as the La Liga and Real Madrid. But let us